Good morning on this rainy day. I thought I'd get hold of you and say hi and thank you for following my channel. I really appreciate that. Today's talk is going to be on body dysmorphism. I think that's a word. I'm really not sure. I'm not sure that's how you pronounce it. But feeling like you're different than what you look like. That is a very common problem with people who have dissociative identity disorder, which I do. Learning how to live in your body is part of the process of healing from DID, and it may take all of your life. And you may never feel totally comfortable in your own body. However, you can get very close, and I feel pretty comfortable now. To make a case in point, I wore shorts this morning, and I have huge legs, so I'm not afraid to show my body, my legs, even though they're huge and ugly. They're very swollen and they don't look good. They have been for years, and they're not going to get any better soon. So to prove that point, but what it means is that you feel like I feel like I'm 20 years old. I have long black hair and I'm thin, but I'm not. I'll be 60 in September. I'm severely overweight, what they call morbidly obese. Isn't that gross? Anyway, they call me morbidly obese. And I don't have long black hair. I have short salt and pepper hair. But that's part of the disorder, is not feeling like not having a feeling like you aren't who you are. And there's nothing, you shouldn't be frightened of that. That's one of the reasons I came on here to talk about this, is I wanted to say, you don't need to be frightened. Because you don't feel like you look is okay. If you look in the mirror and you see somebody else looking back, it's okay too. It's part of the disorder. I have often looked in the mirror and saw somebody else looking back. And it's not like psychosis, it's just part of the disorder, okay? Derealization, where you don't feel real, like you feel like the TV shows are more real than you are, than what your life is. Feelings of depersonalization, where you feel like you're just not here, or you're over there watching yourself, or you just don't. You're like invisible sometimes. You feel invisible. That is also not psychosis. That is part of DID. And those feelings, although they're alarming at first, you get used to them if you really look at them hard and realize nothing bad's going to happen because you're derealized or you're depersonalized. It feels weird, but there's nothing to be afraid of. Nothing bad's going to happen. And owning your body is very hard to do when you've been mistreated. Your thought is, the thinking process is, if I can be invisible, if I can be somebody else, if I don't look like I really look, then whatever happened to me didn't happen. The abuse or the trauma in childhood never happened to this body, because this body's different. When in reality, this is my hand I had when I was 6 years old, and 10, and 12, and 15, and 18, and yes, 20. And that's okay to be me, to have this body. It may be out of shape. It may be swollen, and I have COPD. So that makes me very cautious about air quality, but that's okay. It's okay to be me, and it's okay for you to be you as well. It's okay to accept your limitations. It's okay to accept yourself with the disorder. I mean, once you accept the disorder and start working with it instead of against it, you'll make huge progress. Accepting yourself for who you are and accepting your body for what it is part of the healing process, no matter what you look like. Okay? And I also wanted to say really quickly about COVID. I hope you're all staying safe. COVID-19 is very dangerous. Even if you are young, you should take precautions, because even though you may not get sick, you can carry it to someone like me and kill them. So be careful. Be cautious, get tested, and be safe. Bye-bye.